creating goals in Google Analytics. That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. My name's Alana and welcome to the Teach Traffic YouTube channel. If you like this video, don't forget to hit subscribe and the like button. So let's get stuck in today's video. I'm going to be talking all about goals in analytics and specifically two aspects. Firstly, why would you bother creating goals in analytics? Like, what's the point? And the second part is I'm going to show you how to do it and just how easy it is to do. And when we get to the end of this video, I'm going to show you just what those goals look like and the insights, some of the insights that you can draw on when you are looking at your goals in analytics once they're all set up and well established, etc. So firstly, why bother creating goals in analytics? And really, goals are going to help you make data-driven marketing decisions. If you don't set up goals in analytics, then you've got really no idea how all the different sources of traffic are converting for your business, how devices convert for your business, which locations work the best, what pages of content convert into sales. All those really valuable and informed decisions that you can make with your marketing, you need to set up goals in order to make those decisions. Okay, so they're really important to do, and once you've set them up once, then they're going to keep tracking and you never have to set them up again, basically. So I highly recommend you take this step in setting up your goals in your analytics account. Before I show you exactly how to do it, what you're going to need is you're going to need to know what's called your success pages or thank you pages. And those are the URLs which somebody lands on, which is deemed success for your business. So for example, say someone comes to my website, teachtraffic.com, they fill in a contact form, and when they fill in that contact form, they're taken to what's called a thank you page with its own thank you URL. That I use that URL to say to Google Analytics, hey Analytics, when somebody lands on this thank you page, well, that's success to me and I want you to track that person. But not so much the specific person, but what traffic source that they came from, and lots of information which we I touch on at the end of this video. So you're going to need to know what are those thank you page URLs before you go to this step of creating your goals. As somebody who's run traffic for a really long time, I also highly recommend that you create more than one goal in your analytics account. So you might have a goal for the people who fill in your contact form, which is a typical one. You might create a separate goal for somebody who subscribes to your newsletter, for example. And often we will create multiple goals for the one business, depending on all the different forms of marketing that they're doing. Okay, so let me just show you real quick. I'm going to dive into an analytics account and show you just how easy it is to create these goals. So here we are in my Google Analytics account, and to create a goal, you're going to need to do so in the admin section of analytics. So in the bottom left hand corner, as you can see here with my mouse, there's a gear icon. When you click on that, you'll be taken to this screen, and you can see that this admin section is broken down into three distinct panels: account, property, and view. So you can have obviously multiple properties within the one account, and within each property you can also have multiple views. So you create goals at a view level. So if you've got more than one view, you can have different goals for different views, essentially. So to create, have a look at the goals that you've got. You just go to goals here, and you'll see goals that you've either created already, or if you haven't created any goals, this is going to be empty for you here. All right. So obviously I've got 5 goals that I have already created, and you can see the past 7-day conversions. It's told me for what are the past 7-day conversions for each of these particular goals. And I'm going to walk you through how to create a very basic goal in analytics. Okay, so when we go, what we're going to do is we're going to click this red button plus new goal, and it's going to walk us through. So really, Google Analytics are trying to make it easy for us, and so they've got a bunch of predefined templates. Personally, I'm not a fan of these predefined templates. I find they're quite restrictive. So I always scroll down to the bottom and click custom, pretty much regardless of what kind of goal that I am setting up. So I click custom and then I click continue. Then I've got to give my goal a name. So I'm going to assume that I'm going to create a goal for anybody who fills in my contact form. So I'm going to write contact us, and obviously you would create a goal depending on what it is you're trying to track. As mentioned at the start of this video, you are going to need your thank you page, which is the success page, where you're going to say to Google, hey, if somebody lands on this particular page, then that is a goal. So contact us. And then the goal that I'm going to create is a destination goal that is based on where somebody has landed on my website. And this is the easiest form of goal event that you can really create. The other types of goals that you can create are what's called a duration, so based on time on site, the number of pages per session, or an event. This last one's a little bit tricky to set up, so it's beyond the scope of obviously this video. In this video I'm just going to show you how to set up a destination goal, but really these other two in the middle are actually really easy as well. So we're going to create a destination goal and we're going to click continue. And this is where we need to define our goal. So how are we going to tell analytics based on what somebody's done, is this a goal or not? So on this page, this is my thank you page. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the URL and just the part after where the domain ends. Okay, so teachtraffic.com/thank-you. Okay, and here we're going to say this is, as I said, where we're going to define it. Now you'll see this drop down menu here of equals to, begins with, or regular expression. So equals to means that it's obviously got to be equal to exactly whatever I define here. So if I put equals to /thank you, if there's anything after this the U here, it won't be counted. So for example, here I've got a slash at the end of thank you. If I were to choose equals to, then that would not be counted as a goal. All right, so be really, really careful when you use equals to as your definition, because it's not going to count anything at the end of what you've typed in here. So I often am not a massive fan of using equals to, purely because sometimes websites can add on a slash like it has here, or things like that. So that's why I often use begins with, and begins with means that I want the goal to track for any time there's /thank you, but really there can be anything after that. All right, and this is also often really good with e-commerce, where there's some kind of unique modifier added to the end of the URL. So that's often the one I choose. But obviously, depending on the URL structure of your website, you would choose whatever is relevant for your business. So I'm going to choose begins with. I can assign a value to it if I like. For this particular instance, I'm not. And I can also choose to apply a funnel, which means, is there a step before somebody reached this final destination URL that I want to track? So if I were to choose this to turn on, I could then include here the previous step that somebody has done. But in this particular instance, I'm not. To make sure, and just to do a bit of a sanity check, I can click verify this goal. And this will tell me that if I had set this up 7 days prior, what would be the conversion rate? And it would have been a 1.43% conversion rate in the past 7 days. And this is a way that you can see kind of, if you know that a goal has happened, And if you hit this verify and it's come up with 0, then you haven't defined it correctly. So for example, if I chose equals to and I do re-verify, you'll see here that it's got a 0% conversion rate, and that's because the slash is added here, and that sort of reflects the real difference between equals to and begins with. So I'm going to do begins with. Let's just double check, re-verify, great, and I hit save. And there we have set up the goal. Now it's not going to retroactively populate. So here you can see it hasn't got the past 7-day conversions. And if I were to look, whoopsie, in my traffic sources, it wouldn't show up as a conversion. Only from the day that you create your goal will it then start tracking your goals in your traffic sources and through every report. So if I go to the demo account, and if we go to acquisition or traffic source medium, so this is the Google demo account, you'll be able to really see the power of setting up goals. And if we go here, you can see that basically if I scroll across here, I can, all my goals are here. I can go all goals, for example, and I can see the conversion rate of my goals. If I change it to be, let's say, registrations, I can see how this particular goal converted for all my different traffic sources. And incredibly powerful when you are running lots of different types of traffic and you want to see which traffic source is converting the best. And really, goals give you the real power to make informed decisions and data-driven decisions, and obviously not just from traffic sources, but really any report. So, another example would be to go to mobile, and you want to see how mobile converts. We can see that for this particular goal, desktop converts at 4%, mobile at 1.7%. You get the idea, and it's incredibly powerful and important to set up your goals. So there you have it. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Be sure to go into your account and set up your own goals for your own business. And in the comments below, let me know how you go.